welcome to a brand new episode of Nerds United on YouTube. My name is Greg Mahochko. This gentleman over here on that side, he's very svelte, very trimmed, very dashing. Mike Luther. Hi, Mike.
Hello.
What's it go? You trimmed up the beard.
A little bit, yeah.
It looks good. You know,
Yeah.
the quarantine beard was getting intense.
Yeah, well, I mean, I haven't had it I haven't had quarantine beard in a while. But, yeah, I just trimmed it up a little bit. Keep it clean.
I like it. Well, we're recording this not at our usual schedule because you were off doing family things last night. And so we're recording smack dab in the middle of a Saturday afternoon. And that's why behind me here, you can see daylight.
That's why my eyes look like this, because I woke up just a little bit ago.
Oh, I didn't wake you up, did I?
I was up for probably about a half hour when you texted.
All right. Well, let's just, spill the tea here. I sent him a message at 10 to 12. So, 10 to 11, 10 to 1.
Yeah.
10 to 1, I sent him a message. Hey, you want to record soon? Sure. So if I'm understanding this right, that means that you were asleep until after noon.
Yeah, definitely. On a Saturday. For sure.
We were already home by noon.
That's your own fault. See, well, you have 4-year-olds, right? 4? So I have a 6. So he probably likes to get up and run around and stuff like that. I have a 16-year-old who likes to sleep, so I can sleep in as well.
And as we, discussed last week, even after our oldest, our current, only, but, even after he grows up to the age of wanting to sleep in, the next one's going to be, hey, yeah, like my boy likes to do this thing where, and he did it, I know for sure he did it this past week, like Tuesday or Wednesday morning or something like that, but he comes into the room before 6:30, and he's all excited. We have the night or the light blocking shades in our room because my wife used to work nights, and so she liked to have as much dark in the bedroom as possible. So his room gets a lot more light than our room. So he'll come in and he'll stand at the door and yell, "The sun is up and the moon is down," and throw on the light switch.
Wow.
And this is 6:15 in the morning. Like, no, turn the light off. Either go lay in your own bed or climb in this bed. We're not. Right. It's not time yet.
Yeah.
The old grizzly bear's not ready to wake up just yet.
So your chance of ever getting to sleep in late is pretty much gone forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today, I woke up on my own and rolled over and looked at my the watch or my phone, which had the clock on it, and it said it was 6:54, and I was like, oh, what is going on? This is a miracle.
I could wake up at on weekends, wake up at 6 a.m., but then I'll just go back to sleep, and then I'll wake up again at 8 o'clock, and I'm like, nah, still not getting out.
Well, we had, if you've ever seen the movie Old School, and I'm sure, you have, and most of our viewers have, there's that part where they ask Frank, oh, what are you going to do this weekend? He's like, I don't know. We got a lot of things going on Saturday. Home Depot, Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know if there'll be time.
I don't know.
And so we, got up. Let me put it this way. I was downstairs with cereal I was pouring cereal for others. I had bacon and eggs. But, breakfast was in the system by 8:15. And then we're like, okay, let's do the things that we planned on doing today. So we got cleaned up. We got dressed. We went to, I'm going to see if this works. Hopefully this works for you on YouTube. We're not going to know until such a time. That is not even what I want to show. All right.
Yeah, make sure you have the right thing up.
I did. I didn't have anything weird on you, weirdo. So we went to, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but okay, I guess it will. Braeutigam Orchards
Okay.
in Belleville on the way to Freeburg, Illinois. And we did some apple picking. And
Nice.
we had some fun doing that. It was a lot of fun. We we saw animals. My son pet a pig. He actually like touched it. Yeah, I said, "Oh, look at its curly tail," and so he touched the curly tail and it straightened out. And I just like, oh, maybe he pushed the right button. I don't know. So we did that. We picked apples, and then we had to wait in line to pay for the apples. Then we had to wait in another line to get very delicious. So soft and moist and perfectly created apple cider donuts.
Interesting.
We have some, Mike, if you want to come over and have some.
All right. Dude, I'm assuming they have a lot of Apple products there because, like, I'm a big fan of apple butter, even though I haven't had it in years. I think I remember liking it.
I'm just gonna say yeah, sure.
I would assume they did.
It seems like that would be, the logical choice. We got a jar of their sweet honey barbecue sauce. We got some, like apple cider, except it was like an apple cider slushy. We each had some of those, and that worked. It tasted really good. It was a very good family experience at Braeutigam Orchards. And if you are seeing the picture, like we hope you're seeing the picture in this recording, it is the address right there, top right corner.
Yeah. Go check them out. Go support them.
Go do that thing that we're asking you to do.
Yeah.
So now that it's the afternoon, my wife's asleep because that's what you do when you're pregnant, and our son is preoccupied. That's about all I can ask for.
Yeah.
And you're with me, Mike, aren't you?
Yay!
It's like you pulled the short straw. So we're going to talk about a lot of things in the podcast, but one of the things that we're going to mention here is the fact that DC Universe, which I think we expected, that DC Universe is going to be transitioning. They're going through a phase with the oncoming of or onset of HBO Max and so many Warner DC video properties being there. All the classic movies like Superman and Batman, the animated stuff all being on HBO Max. The originals like Doom Patrol also on HBO Max, and the Harley Quinn animated series. Just you understand the point. Everything's on HBO Max. Now, DC Universe subscribers are thinking, what do we do now? That is going to become like the DC equivalent of Marvel Unlimited. It's going to be called DC Universe Infinite. And Mike, I have another visual aid to share.
Ooh, okay.
If it works. Ta-da!
All right.
So there you go. Explore the multiverse.
I like it.
It's like a Dunder Mifflin Infinity.
Yeah.
Dunder Mifflinity. So, you know what? Somebody is going to pick up on that Office reference, and maybe they'll hit subscribe. Maybe they.
Yes.
I don't know.
Hopefully nobody hits unsubscribe. I said hopefully nobody hits unsubscribe.
Hopefully not. I've got to tell you about another channel that, or maybe it's a playlist. I guess it's a playlist inside of a channel, but the channel is Screen Rant, and the playlist actually our very good friend and podcasting buddy Chad Smart, host of or co-host of Greg and Chad's Power Half Hour, and the creator and founder of the Positive Cynicism Podcast Network, or PCPN, which is something he's trying to get going. Told me about if you go on YouTube and type in pitch meeting.
Dude, yes. Me and my son love pitch meeting. George Ryan or Ryan George, I forget. It's one of those ways. I forget what it is.
Ryan. I think it's Ryan.
Ryan George. Okay. Dude is hilarious. Like, my son introduced me to pitch meeting, and I watch him all the time now. You know where that actually originated from?
Actual pitch meeting.
No, well, kind of, I guess. But John Mulaney has a bit about how odd the Back to the Future pitch meeting had to have been, because it's like, getting him, your mom, and somebody. Just go search for his video.
Mm-hmm.
But then Ryan George saw that, and then that's how he was already doing videos where he was like talking to himself, but it's doing, because you can look for pitch meeting, and then you can look for Ryan George, and he has similar type of content. So he just transferred it to also do a pitch meeting now. So yeah, I absolutely love pitch meeting. Shout out to Ryan George.
It's the goods, yeah. Shout out to Ryan. Big fan. Come on the show anytime. We'd love to have you here on Nerds United on YouTube. Here is a still of the John Mulaney clip.
Yeah.
And you can find the entire special on Netflix. We're just pimping all the streaming services now.
Yes.
While we're doing it, I did the free version of the Peacock app, and I started watching AP Bio this morning. That was fun. I do like that show. And there's another show on that service that I'm really interested in, and I'm going to verify the name of it. Noughts and Crosses, which was a novel, but they adapted it to a series on the Peacock app. It is about if Africans had colonized Europe instead of kind of the other way around. So interested to give that a watch as well. So.
Yes. There's a lot of new stuff, I guess, we're watching now, because I will probably talk about it on the podcast, but I've seen more than one episode of Lovecraft Country now.
You're ahead of me. I've seen one.
I figured I would be ahead of you. I watched the one episode, and then I was like, I want to see more. So I
continued on. I didn't mean to let you down in such a way.
I only expected you to watch one, because you said only watch one episode. So. Sure. But I'll tell you, there's I won't spoil anything when we talk about it on the podcast, but I think there's only 5 episodes total.
I think they've been doing a weekly release there, and we'll talk about it, as you mentioned. We'll talk about it in the podcast when we record that next. But I learned more. The HBO's been doing some good stuff with their creators and their writing teams of educating white America. Like the Tulsa, massacre that we learned about in the very opening minutes of Watchmen series. And we'll tell you about another one that I learned about. I didn't know it was a thing, but I'm sure that if it was the, anytime pre, civil rights era America, if you were black, you probably knew about it. So we'll talk about that in the audio version. Anything else going on that we need to tease for the podcast, Mike?
I have 2 stories. Well, it's exciting, I guess. I don't know. One about my son and his car, and then I guess I can tell one about baking.
I like it. We're gonna lead off with the baking one, and then,
okay, it's a shorter story, so.
And then we'll get to the goods. By the way, I found the remedy. I don't know if we talked about this, but a couple weeks back, I had been turning the TV off in the morning before taking my son to daycare and subsequently going to work, and I smelled like skunk spray. And I just brought my dog in, and the dog did not smell like skunk, so I'm like, thank you, Jesus. But that smell had lingered for the better part of 2 weeks now. And, my wife, she put like a mat down in the back deck area, like covering it. She's like, maybe it'll just keep the skunk smell under the deck. But I found an even better remedy. This morning, as I mentioned, had eggs and bacon. So when we came back from apple picking, the house smelled like bacon and did not smell like skunk. I'm very pleased. We'll have bacon every day now.
I would be fine with having bacon every day.
You don't really need a reason to have bacon every day.
It's true. Yeah.
So, we thank you for joining us, Nerds United on YouTube, and we will see you in the audio version in the podcast at jittermonkey.com. All of your favorite podcast apps. Make sure you hit that subscribe. Actually, I think it was Ryan George from the Pitch Meeting series who said, just click all the buttons. You'll probably get the right one, except unsubscribe. Don't click that one. So another shout out to Ryan. He is the very dashing and debonair Mike Luther, co-host of the year. My name is Greg Mahochko. We remind you this week and every week to be kind
and rewind.